Virgo 9, a man making futurist drawings. Although each of us is given the potential to be unique and to express originality in our character, that potential is given, but the realization of that potential is not. We must make a claim, and a claim is assertive. So what we're studying here is how to assert our claim on life in our own unique way. To assert anything, you have to be part of a set. And to belong to a set, you have to fit in and conform. This society is structured so that it excludes strangers. And it won't let people in to become an influence unless they copy quite a lot of the accepted norms. Norms of language, norms of conduct, and morality, and probably spiritual belief as well. There are certain things that your set have in common, and unless you have those things in common too, you're going to have no possibility of influencing the set. So we start with this attitude of conformity. And we start also by not knowing what our originality is. We don't know who we are. We only find that out by looking at who other people are and noticing the ways in which we're like them, and we want to be like them on the one hand, and on the other hand, what we reject of their point of view and what we want instead. So this process is a trial and error process. We try to behave in a certain way and we find it doesn't work for us. We try a different way, that doesn't work. Another way, that works a bit, and so on. We build up this life experience through the process of making mistakes and also trying new things out. So the futurist drawing is trying a new thing out. And it's not thought likely to succeed. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but we just don't know. We can't expect all of our crazy ideas to work. We go through this trial and error process. And as we do that, we notice that certain things have an effect on a more subtle level. Certain things are okay as long as they're done with a certain tone of being. If they're done in humor or in beauty or in entertainment. A lot of the changes in our life circumstances over the years have started with this soft sell. If you make a joke about something or you make it entertaining, yeah, you can get your point across. And it's not really obvious whether you're serious or not, whether you want it to happen or you don't. That softens the way in. And eventually, though, you're going to have to make a commitment and say, well, actually, no, I want to stand for this point and confront. You've got to confront somebody else's way of being by saying, well, no, I'm not accepting that. I won't have it. And that kind of conflict, that tension is juice for change, is good if you want to change and transform. And yet those people who are on the other side of the equation may not want to change. They may not want the status quo to be upended. They may be happy with their comforts and their securities. So whenever you want to declare and claim your self-expression, you'll do so against somebody else who doesn't want you to. So you have to learn how to deal with conflict. You also have to know, to some extent, after all this trial and error process, you have to know where you're going, really. To become very influential, to become a leader, you need to have a vision of where you're going so that people know that they're following you in a certain direction. So that visionary aspect of where you're going is specifically indicated by the futurist drawings. Future drawings is like, I'm drawing a picture of my future. So visioning is another word for this. If you have a vision for your life, that helps you make all of your decisions. What will help you take a step in the right direction is your appropriate decision, usually. And if you don't know what your vision is, then you're not really able to walk towards it. So the whole process of our being able to draw a future in the imagination is the agency through which we perfect our self-expression, our unique self-expression. So we have to make it up. The words, "Who am I?" give rise to the answer, who do you want to be? Who do you choose to be? Who do you visualize yourself being? This is the answer to that one question. It's not that we're discovering who we are. That's not yet invented. It's not yet been decided or created. Who we are is a creative set of decisions. We make it up. And we do that from our imagination. Now, of course, some people won't want us to be the way we want to be, and we have to deal with them. And we deal with them on the one hand by saying, okay, I'll change, I'll do it your way. And on the other hand, no, I'm not changing, I'm going to do it my way. There it is. You have to see where you are with that. And to some extent, you have to give in. And to some extent, you have to assert. In the end, of course, what will be. And a lot of what we think we can control, we can't. So part of who we are uniquely is not coming from the vision, it's coming from the response. How do we respond to life's changing circumstances? Do we respond in a calm, considered, controlled kind of way? Or do we get passionate and emotional and reckless and panic? These are also aspects of shaping our identity. So there it is. We have to choose who we are and yet accept that we can't always choose all of it.